There's not
Every Harvest Moon.
The one I'm talking about though is super purple.
Is she good at baking?
I've seen her play video games and play the flute. She's good at being kind of depressing. She's sort of down.
Also same.
I can't remember if she's the one where there's a bug that when you give her...
Oh,
no,
man,
I think it's Maru. It's like the techie one, and she likes the gems, obviously, but there's a bug where when you give her one, like, instead of talking about how, like, she likes it, she treats it like a food item. And so there's already a meme that she just, like, is a fucking rock-eating monster. It's really good.
To be fair,
I would eat... If I could eat rocks,
she's a rock-eating
I would.
monster. I thought you was going to say the first two heart event was to get a stick a finger in your butt. Well, that would have been the segue. Well, I helped you with this twin stick shooter. Can you give me a little help? Like, that's when you definitely know it's not a Nintendo game.
Maybe a little early for that, in my opinion. But I mean, whatever.
Well, maybe it's the fucking nurse.
Actually, the rock-eating monster nurses on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But she's not the one with the video game event.
It didn't mention a time limit for the NTD, so I think they can both just do it forever now. Yeah, like, nurse. Please, I need you to put your finger up my butt and check it for disease. What, my finger or your butt?
Oh, jokes, he's got him.
That's not where that came from. My finger or the butt? Huh? That's a punchline that works forever. No, I always marry in the SNES one. I always married the pink one who bakes cakes because
I only played the first one I played was in 64.
Wow, you had an N64.
Yeah.
Lucky.
I clearly remember my dad saying that he won it at a competition at a store. I think he just bought it though. Now that I'm older.
Now that you realise that competitions at stores aren't really things that happen.
Lotto drawings and stuff. That's what I meant. Like he won it in a lottery kind of thing. But like.
Probably just won it. I only knew one person. No, I knew two people with an N64, but one of them. Everyone else was like, I'm getting a PlayStation. And I was like, I wish I could have one. I've just got an NES and an Amiga. And he came in and was like, for Christmas I got the most powerful video game console in the world. And he was like, what's that then? Nintendo 64, that's what it says in the advert. We're like, oh. The advert's not gonna lie.
That's why it was called the Nintendo 64.
And then it was Mario Sunshine, not Mario 28, because people expected that to be how it works forever.
I would play Super Mario 168. I played some Sunshine. I didn't hate it. I just never beat it. Actually, I've never beaten a Mario game. Now that I think about it, I've literally never finished one. No,
you've never finished a Mario game.
Like, I like them, I just never actually finished one. I never beat Ocarina of Time either.
Never
or Jet Force Gemini. I don't think I finished a game on... No, I finished Star Fox 64.
Yeah, like, I've never finished any game on the N64.
Star Fox. I'm pretty sure that's the only game I ever finished on the N64.
I'm old, the doctor stuck a finger in my butt. Luckily it was a woman, so it wasn't like getting fingered by a gorilla. Well...
being fingered by a gorilla would be worse than getting other things done to you by a gorilla. If you think of it,
yeah.
I mean,
What's scarier? Having a finger up your butt by an elephant or a gorilla? Well, that means they gotta get the whole foot up there then, don't they?
What if it
or the
just
trunk?
That they grew a finger? Is that scarier?
Yeah, is that scarier?
It depends on the size of the finger, I suppose.
It'd be elephant sized.
Like the size of an elephant?
It could be the size of an elephant,
I don't think it's gonna work.
or like relatively normally sized to an elephant. Like he wouldn't look out of place on the elephant. If they kept doubling, Mario games would get unwieldy.
I think that would be bad. I would avoid that. So the answer is elephant in that case.
I feel an elephant would be more sympathetic to the situation.
Yeah,
Why?
Because
because the elephant never forgets about all the buttholes it has put its fingers up. Nono and Zex had a good time while we were talking about getting a finger into a hole.
I mean, I need to buy the big backpack. That's what I'm gonna do.
Oh, where's Gates? We need Gates back. He's dead, but he'd enjoy talking about fucking buttholes if he could talk to us. He's a good dude who's like, when to Hibiki and Suzune, he's like, oh, I heard all about you, naughty teacher. She's like, what? Naughty? What about? He's like, yeah, you and that student do it all cramped up in that cockpit. She's like, why you? I just try and keep him on the straight and narrow. And then Hibiki's like, calm down, Suzune. He's like, did he just say come down? Well, with that cockpit arrangement like that and you dress like that, it's no surprising that he's gone this way. And then she's like, right, that's it, Hibiki, obliterate him without mercy. And he goes, did you just say boo-obliterate me without mercy? Oh, you devil. And she's like,
oh, he's good.
As a fucking Gates is really good. He's a sociopath pedophile, but he's really funny. It sucks.
I mean, yeah, that's bad. Of all the things to be, that's one thing you don't want to be. To be fair.
These parents might listen to Derek and Clive after this now. Well, if me and Grunty can become the new Derek and Clive, I think we've made it. Can we not go fast? I guess not. So let's speed boost.
But you've got to go fast. It's a requirement.
Yeah, exactly. They even added a move that lets you go 5 moves faster now, which was just for me. Yeah, there's a scene in, like, the most famous Gate scene in Full Metal Panic is it cuts to him and he's saying Ave Maria, and then he opens his eyes and just the entire sports stadium is dead. It's like, wait, what happened to everybody? They're all dead! How are we supposed to get the rest of the money now? And the guy next to him said, well, you told us to shoot him. He just murders him and he runs over and he's like, don't be stupid! Why did you say such, like, didn't your mother tell you not to say such nonsense and lies about others? Huh? Huh? And he goes, wait, he's dead too! Another one? Such a cruel world we live in where people can drop dead at the drop of a hat like that. It's making me sad. And then he's got another one. Oh, and then the girl who is like his little pet, there's twins, she calls him an idiot, and then he just rubs a gun on her teeth, and the noise it makes is really good. And it makes your skin crawl, and he just rubs it on her gums till her gums bleed, and he's like, you don't even react, you're no fun. Your sister's much more fun than you. And then he winks at her, and she's like, you're fucking disgusting, dude. And then there's another scene where... yeah! And there's another scene where he's naked and the girls have run off and they've betrayed him. He's like, why would they betray me? I always made sure they were satisfied, didn't I? I know they're just kids, but... I never left them... I mean, I was always nice to them. And then he's like, don't worry, I'll sort them out. And then he puts down the phone, turns back to his 50-inch TV that's got kittens and puppies jumping around on it, and then he finishes jerking off and yells bingo.
What? The fuck is this show?
It's about the horrors of being a child soldier.
Jesus.
It's fucking horrible, it turns out. And then he gets one of the sisters, he defeats her, and then he goes to the other sister, and he's in his big robot, and he's holding up her corpse like he's like, oh yeah, come back, oh next summer, come back to Gatesummer. He's so good, and he's such a good lover, and you love him, and he's brilliant. To dance around, and then her arm breaks off, and he's like, oh whoops. I guess I always did play a bit rough with my dolls, but you knew that already, didn't you? And then he gets murdered, and he says it's because his sideburns weren't long enough, because he's obsessed with his sideburns, because he's a fucking crazy person. Fucking Gates, he's really funny. Everything he does is really funny, but also he's really gross. And I'm glad he's dead. But also, what a wild guy. What's our chances of hitting? Pretty good. Okay. I don't think we'll do that. I think it's going to have to be Noriko for the bop on this one. I think we can take a shot. You should finish watching Full Metal Panic, because they're making the new series of Full Metal Panic, which continues from where it ended. Full Metal Panic's really good. And Full Metal Panic for Mofu's really good, where it's all about the stupid idiot adventure times he has. The main character, like, there's a bit where one woman threatens him, and then he shows up at a warehouse for a gang with her fucking brother tied up on the ceiling, covered in bombs. He's like, you ever mess with me again, and this you'll know what'll happen. He's like, you're a monster, you'd kill my little brother. He's like, yeah, I fucking would.
Oh god, my house got big overnight.
She's like, shit. Yeah, that's how houses work, they grow. That's why they creak. And then she's like, you wouldn't do it. It's like, and then the girl that he's meant to be saving is like, Sasuke, no, you can't threaten to do that just because she hurt me. That's not how it works. That's not fair. I can handle it. He's like, no, you're much more important than this child, especially of this awful woman. Blech. And then the woman lets her go free, and then he presses the button to detonate the bombs, and all that happens is all the ropes break, and the kid falls down from the ceiling and climbs down, and is like, thanks. It's like, wait, what? You weren't in any danger? He's like, of course not. I could never hurt a child. I just said that I'd buy him a new video game or whatever if he played along, and pretended I was going to blow him up with bombs. It's like, fuck.
Sure.
Fuck. Oh yeah.
The copper bars were at my house the whole time.
Torgumi says, remember Tessa sleepwalking? Tessa's sleepwalking is really good. Like she's asleep and she admits that she loves him. And she's like, oh, she's like, no, sorry, no, no, she's drunk, and she's like, I'm sorry, I said some things when I were drunk, and and he's like, no, it's fine, I understand, you were drunk, you weren't in full control. So it's like, but if I said those things were real and meant them, well, it's like, well, I don't think it's really good for a commander to be drunk like that and walk around. He's like, no, that's not what I mean. The sphere will get you, Suzune-sensei. Okay, well, you can get the bot with these two. I hope. And there's Clouseau with his anime. Kurtz goes to the Lost and Found and hands in a bag full of anime. He's like, I found this. It's like, oh, okay, I'll write down that you dropped this off, and he's like, no, don't say that I found it. It's fine. And he leaves. Then Clouseau comes in, and he's like, has anyone found? Wait, this bag. That's mine. It's like, oh yeah. He's like, yeah, it's mine. It's like, I didn't know you liked anime. And he flips out and loses his mind about how it's a classic of anime, and it's like a Ghibli movie, and it's incredible, and it's a true story of true love. Then he's like, I mean, it's good. I like it. But if you tell anyone about this, Commander, I'll fucking kill you. And he's like, no, it's fine. It's just between us. And then it shows him, he goes into his room and he's watching it, and he's watching the anime, and there's a scene where there's a little girl and the boy is coming over to her, and their true love, she did no fucking damage to him, 13 fucking damage, and then they drift towards each other and their mouths come and they're about to kiss, and it cuts to two pigs kissing, like they're just mashing their mouths together. And he just stands up, slams his fist, he goes, "Cuts!" He just runs out the room and he's trying to fucking murder the other dude with a broom in a corridor because he edited the anime and ruined the ultimate good moment. And it's like, fuck. Okay, well, we got the miracle, so we can just walk over here and murder.
A friend of mine who's also playing just wrote me a Steam message said, "Is it fucked up to have the mayonnaise machine in the coop with the chickens?" I said no, because chickens are idiots.
It's not also because chicken and mayo is
Well, I mean,
good.
it's made from eggs, so like the implication there is it fucked up to have them in the same room? I'm like, no. Chickens don't care.
I think it's efficient to have it in the same room.
Chickens don't give a shit. You ever seen a chicken that cared about anything? I haven't.
Yeah? So we killed Umbriel and she's like, ha 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 ha, nice work, you beat me. And so in the end, Graham did way more than Miss Science, makes you think. What? Shuryu. Wait a minute. I'm pretty sure we just got something that's really good, but we'll see what that is. And like 18 million money, I think it is, for the gold emblem, which is double money, I believe, all the time. But we did it, and Umbriel makes that face. Ksaw! It's like, that's it, Umbriel, you lost, give it up. And she's like, no, it's fine. Even though I lost, so have you. What? And she says, for starters, I can't feel Suzune inside me anymore, so I think she died. And secondly, well. And we don't gonna get that yet. We gotta deal with fucking MINEVA talking her shit.
I hate it when people are talking shit when I'm trying to get shit done.
Yeah, now she's revealing to everyone that the charter says you should be nice to everybody and put the best people in charge.
This is a very odd strategy, in my opinion.
Yeah, but the people who are in charge realised they weren't the best people, so they had to hide it for years. And then it basically said, anyone who's like, if a new generation of humanity, a further evolution should come to exist that are superior to humans at dealing with living in space and diplomacy and understanding each other, they should have a priority for governmental positions. And the people in charge are like, we've got to hide that, we don't want anybody to know about that. And it's like, okay, sure, you're corrupt shitheads. And then a sociologist then said, people who are better than humans at dealing with living in space and empathy and diplomatic things, they're real and exist. And then everybody who hid the thing was like, fuck, we should... It's a bit late to reveal that thing's in there, right? And then a war happened where over the course of 1 year, like 75% of humanity was fucking killed. From a war where one place were like, gotta kill the Federation because people who live in space are better, and they were all space Hitlers. And they're like, okay, now that all those people have died, we definitely can't reveal that they were actually right, and that they should be in charge. But yeah, no miracle needed in the end, because Graham is miraculous. But okay, MINEVA displays the real stone, and it's formally redacted final article saying that they should be in charge. And it was chiseled into the rock 40 years before Xeon Daikon articulated the new type theory. Yeah, there she mentions it there. And this article, buried along with the victims of the Laplace incident, are a prayer to the far-flung future, but when coupled with the idea of new types, became a curse. Imagine the uproar among the independent-seeking space-noids at the time if it turned out that there was a thing that says they should be allowed to rule themselves and be independent. And she says she didn't recount how a certain organisation has been keeping Earth and space in a sort of stasis, but via the prayer behind it, it would seem that the war accompanying man's ventures into space could have been averted. And then she says she leaves it to everyone listening to judge whether this litany of failures and problems concerns merely one of the parallel Earths who contributes to the already awful government of this Earth, may already be a historical footnote, or if it's part of anything that's integral to this humanity in this combined dimension as a whole. Interest and is good, but the numerous lives lost in an unnecessary war compel her to speak the truth. And she invites the people of the world to reason together with her about how the world should proceed from here, and she declares that this isn't the whole truth, and she doesn't know what will happen next in like what everyone alive will bequeath to their children in the future and the values, but in the future, but may good intent and hope run free into the next era, just as this era's forefathers had intended and hoped. Let those who hear believe in the God who slumbers within them all, that God named Possibility.
Multi-dimensional ethics are difficult.
Yeah, it's like this thing was like a super huge political deal in our world, but then that got meshed together with 3 other worlds since then, and then this one, and it's been meshed together with several other worlds. So it actually directly concerns a very small percentage of the actual people involved in the current iteration of humanity. But the gist of it is, let people who are really nice and kind and good at communicating with each other have priority at governmental positions. So maybe we could all live by that. But suddenly the new type's like, whoa, fuck, bad feeling. I got a bad feeling about this chump. And then Umbriel is like, yep, the colony laser is apparently ready to fire. Like, wait, Umbriel, what do you mean? She's like, colony laser? It's like, yeah, we got this laser to blow up colonies in space. And she says she's prepared to die with Z Blue. And it was, yeah, she said they're prepared to kill Scientist. She's prepared to die along with Z Blue. She'll gladly give her life for all these nerds. And then Bernardi's like, Audrey! No, she can't fucking die! No! So Bernardi comes over and he's going to spread the entire psycho field across the whole of Megalania to block the colony laser. And he calls out to Audrey to get somewhere safe. And MINEVA is like, no, I'm staying right where I am. And the end of my speech is but a new beginning, and I have to see it through. And then she smiles and says, I know you're confident, so come back to me when you're done. I'm not going to allow you to go back on your promises. It's like, but he can't possibly deal with that. So Ridley's like, oh, fucking come help too. So Ridley's joining in, and he says the contents of the box aren't just Bernardi's family problems. They're the concern of all mankind. And then Amuro here is going to say, yeah, the cool thing about Psychom frame machines is that the more they can concentrate, the stronger they can get. And Z Blue are like we are a collection of probably like the strongest wills humanity has to offer. So we're going to get into maximum strength defensive formation, everyone with barriers up in front. And what better picture could there be of Gundams leading the people to a new era with belief in hope at the forefront? White doll, yep, let's do it, we can stop beams and shit. So this is very Char's counter-attack. In Char's counter-attack, they're launching nukes at Axis, and then Char flies over and destroys them all with his funnels because he's cool as shit. And he's like, no more nukes. And this is that, but with big barriers to stop the laser. Really says that even nobody, even his father, could have known whether the glimmer of hope he saw back then would be possibility or curse. But what is clear that he and Banaji were blessed at birth. Much as his father before him, Riddy has never managed to get off his chest when doing so could have averted much tragedy, but better late than never, like father, like son. And then Hibiki is like, let's go, Umbriel, you're coming with me. And she's like, whoa, I didn't expect that, Hibiki, what are you doing? He's like, dragging your motionless mech ass over here. I'm gonna save you. He's like, what? He's like, I'm gonna save you. Like, if you were over there, you get annihilated by the laser, but over here, you'll be behind the shield. And he says he doesn't believe Suzune's really gone, and he's not gonna. And he's like, but I told you, she's friggin' gone. She's missing in my body. He's like, nope, not gonna listen to it. He's like, I'm not gonna let you die. And then everyone else is like, hell yeah, nice work, Hibiki. Good shit. And then she says, you're all idiots for not running away while you have the chance. And then Rand says, running away means you're not moving ahead. And this colony is proof of hope from a prior age, and they ran away, and the plan is to keep hope alive. And it's like, GN field maximum, let's show them our strengths. Now Benaji's doing scary face, let go, unicorn. Boing, 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 boing. And he goes, oh! Really having a bad time. AT field holding. Lambda driver's working, Sergeant. I'll put it to fucking maximum. Inertial canceller ready to go. That's right, no, let's show him our strength. And Amber's like, and Vic's like, see, Ariel? You can do anything we want. He's like, this is stupid. It's bullshit.
This is cheating.
Yeah. And then Hibiki says, the fact that you're here and you're starting to value your life makes saving your butt worth it already. And he says, everybody wants to live, and her, you and Suzune. I'm gonna save you both. And you and Umbriel can, you and Suzune can fight it out for who's the real you later on. But right now, you gotta get you alive. It's like, she's already gone. He's like, no more of it. Don't give me any of your shit that she's gone. Lies won't work in the psycho field where it's all maximum communication. So he yells out to Suzune to hear his voice and come back to him. He's like, I need you. Here's Benaji going, Marida's ghost shows up and he's like, nice work, Benaji. You can do it. It's like, what? He says, now that I'm fucking a ghost and dead as hell, I can see things that you can't. And she says that even time itself glows in her vision, and it illuminates even the darkest despair. And Benaji is light, turning even sorrow to joy and lighting the path for many. She says how mankind now stands at a doorway, and the time may come when they step through it while still in the flesh, and the road leads on towards the end of the rainbow, which is a big, which is a big new type thing. And now Benaji has achieved apotheosis, and this is how Unicorn ends. He becomes a fucking space god man, and then he just flies away. He's like, humanity's shit, I'm leaving. And he just goes, and that's the end. But here's his dad. He's got visions of his own father, and it's encouraging young little tiny Benaji to head forth into the future. And then there's young MINEVA, who wants to go with him, and which is cool. This never happened though. You're just having a fucking weird vision where you're seeing child you hang out with the woman you love, also as a child, being weird. So we did it. Everybody's good and fine, but Benaji's fucking out cold. It's like, we did it, Benaji. And he was like, wait, Benaji, is he fucking dead? And Amara's like, wait, did Benaji just burn his own personality away to channel the thoughts of the many into this thing? Is this what the complete new type looks like? She's like, this is fucking... Oh, what the...
Nani?
Yeah, is this the full type? Yeah, Nani heck, is it the full new type? Then he's going to say the thing now. Yeah, and then he says, there's so much that we need to do together, me and him together in this world. I need you back. Maybe we should have thought about that before you fucking tried to murder him several times. Riddy is also Al from War in the Pocket. He grew up and became Riddy. How's that for fucked up? It's like, and then Hero's like, Setsuna. He's like, yeah, it's alright, I friggin' got this, I'm the most magic space baby here. So Setsuna's like, hey, we can get Banaji back.
Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Banaji. Wait, the Chien field. He's like, yeah, we can get Banaji back. It's easy.
This is anime. Anything's possible.
So Rudy's like, yo, MINEVA! Yell out! Don't you want to come get your friggin' Audrey back, Banaji? If you don't, I'm gonna steal her and marry her myself. And with that, Banaji's like, Audrey! Yeah, there you go, Audrey. And MINEVA's like, that's it, Banaji. You're doing it. You're the big boy. And he's like, well, I'm good, I'm back. Banaji, you're not dead. Nice work, kids. How's Umbriel doing? And Vicky's like, fucking out cold. Just unconscious. I'm like, well, that gives us time to figure out what to do with her, because there's no enemies. Probably put her in the brig. Uh-oh. Vader's still broadcasting something? Looks like it's broadcasting the truth at the bottom of Laplace's box. And it's, yeah, time for Chrono's dogma to be revealed to the world. And Siam is like, nope, not from me. Nothing to do with me. And it's like, it's Elgin Roddick! Boom. So here's Elgin Roddick. He's cool. And he introduced himself as coming from the ADW, which was the previous iteration of this world. And the truth that, it's pre-recorded with help from his friends to be broadcast at the multi-dimensional universe once certain conditions were met. The revelation of the truth of the Laplace's box is set the perfect stage, he believes, and he tells every one of the Chrono organizations that span the various parallel worlds that comprise the multi-dimensional world. He says that they've manipulated the world's histories under the banner of governing evolution, and they culminated in the creation of the space colonists known as Spacenoids. He says, but why? Because Chrono fears evolution. Despite research in many worlds on the next stage of humanity, being new type, innovator, seed, coordinator, all that jazz, Chrono intended to avert mankind marching as a whole into the future. The history of Chrono is one and the same with mankind's venture into space. Initiated in each world where mankind first reached the moon and discovers a certain object there. And that object is a message directed to Earthlings from parties unknown, which reads, mankind is a species not permitted to evolve, which is from Gurren Lagann.
It is kind of mean if you think about it.
Yeah, and he says from that moment Earthlings come under a sway of a foreign intellect that controls history, the planet, and the existence of mankind itself. And he says, let me be clear, mankind has been domesticated. And the intelligence I speak of has made a demonstration before the leading minds of the nation who learned of the message, a show of force from the Warden, accompanied by an offer to guarantee mankind's continued survival in return for absolute fealty. And the Warden's anointed agents then become that world's Chrono. All timelines proceed as the Warden decrees, with Chrono using any and all means to carry out their orders. Insofar as mankind must expand into the stars if its burgeoning population is to survive, Chrono's ultimate gambit is to limit the colonists' lives, challenging them into a form least suited to their new environment. And it's the very same environment that ought to encourage human evolution. You know, endless possibility, you know, all that jazz. There's a splinter group of Chrono sought to publicise this treachery to the world via the establishment of the Universal Century Charter, with results that have now been made crystal clear. Where's he going to mention Marcinus? Yeah, Yeah, he says, Marcinus is not the only victim of Chrono's assassins. Zeon Zumdaken, Hero Yui, every victim of the 1 Year War. But despite all that Chrono has done, nothing can stop the dam of evolution from bursting. The new types and their ilk are no superficial flowering of human progress, and the inevitable reckoning will not be with Chrono, but with their masters, Sidereal. Elgin says he's a product of a bygone age, and he doesn't presume to tell this age's residents what they should do with this information, but he does wish to inform everybody that they're faced with a primordial calamity and a choice. Live as a guard dog does, fed as its master's pleasure, to live and die for his convenience, or to live in a future of endless possibility. The choice is theirs. And it was for Elgin to tell the truth, but it is for others to build their future atop it.
I mean, dogs are pretty cool.
Dogs are pretty cool. I mean, living as a dog, I mean, I think they get a bad rap sometimes. People always go like, yeah, you live like a dog, but dogs are fucking sweet. I'd love to be a fucking dog. I'd love to be 10 dogs.
10 dogs? That's a lot of dogs.
Yeah, that's how cool dogs are.
Do you think such a being could exist? A being of 10 dogs?
Yeah! Yeah, for sure. It's like an ant colony, but with dogs. Think about it. You ever seen somebody walking, like a professional dog walker, walking loads and loads of dogs? What if the person walking was actually the servant of the 10 dogs, and the 10 dogs are actually one being with 10 dogs? Something to think about. So now, we're like, whoa, so Sidereal have been involved in everything we've been through for hundreds of years? Even the Zabis were friggin' puppets? The Natural and Coordinator, the conflict between everybody was staged by Sidereal, and it was all fucking horseshit? If Sidereal can do all that, can anyone hope to beat them? And then the primordial menace that's posed by the black weird dude robot things, and the metal whatchamacallits, the ELS. It's like, shit, this is bad. And Roger's like, this is the moment of crisis. Possibility seems foreclosed, as full frontal just said. But if one thing's clear, if mankind is to continue, it's got to confront the Sidereals and the menace. And that's the future of despair. And then Thierry here is like, yeah, but Aeolia Schoenberg helped orchestrate the advent of innovators to withstand the trial. And Elgin Roddick formed Nexus for the same reason. And MINEVA is like, and Siam Vist got briefed on the parallel worlds and the future of despair when he's like, yep, Elgin Roddick visited me and told me all the shit, and I've been remembering it for a long time. And he remembers the lonely smile on the face of the angel he saw amidst the flames that confirmed beyond any doubt the existence of the Wardens. And he, like Aeolia Schoenberg, believed that one day some people would come along strong enough to topple the Wardens, and now his wishes come true, because we, Z-Blue, have that power, should we choose to wield it. And then Advent shows up and is like, howdy hi, neighbours! And he's got Anakin with him. Advent! And Anakin sucks, he doesn't say anything right now. And then Advent is like, hey! I told Riddy Marcinus all this when I saved him from drifting in space, and it was what? He's like, yep, he told me, and that's what made me flip my shit and become an insane person, because I couldn't fucking deal with the enormity of this. And Randy's like, well, what do you want now then, asshole? What's the next step? He says, first we'll get the Sidereal reactors onto the scene and Australis. So there they are. The Sidereal reactors, friggin' chrono jerks. Howdy, humans. Emperor Australis, the leader of Sidereal, and Advent says, yes, with Emperor Australis here and everybody else, that makes 12 spheres by my count. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. He's like, yeah, Australis is the reactor for the Rising Archer, which is, who's the oh, Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the Archer. And, so Sidereal's like, hey, fucker! Fucking Lunalu's like, hey, dipshit! Ordering us around? What's the deal with that? And Shiku is like, I would really enjoy, like, wiping Advent and asking him out before the time came. And, Yeah, and Barbio's like, Z-Blue, you gotta beat us to the punch for killing this Advent and ask him down, fucker, because I hate him. Umbriel wakes up now and she's like, at least there's one thing that I agree with the sidereal on. Suzune! So Advent is then like, Umbriel, is that you or Suzune? And Suzune says, no lady should have to suffer such indelicate questions. It's a bit rude asking me if I'm the spicy one or the demure one today. And then Advent lists off the Messianic Warrior, the Traveller to the Great Ultimate, the Guardian of the Law, the Watchman of Karma, the Accursed Wanderer. Will they too turn his sword against him? Such a shame. And then he says to Umbriel, be gone to the ends of Karma. And zaps her. Blasts her with a thing. Suzune! And she just goes, I'm sorry, Vicky. And then blows up.
Rip.
And Suzune! And he's like, well, that's that then. There's no need for 2 reactors for the Coralline Twins after all. We only need Hibiki. We don't need Hibiki and the other one. And Hibiki's like, having a really shitty time. And so we go to space, and Hibiki sees the false black sheep, the greedy golden bull, the taciturn crab, the wounded lion, the maiden of sorrow, the swaying scales, the resentful demon scorpion, the rising archer, the inquisitive goat, the inexhaustible water barrier, the dreaming fishes. So that's the first time we've ever heard what the Pisces thing is, dreaming fishes. So that actually sounds like it might be cool. Actually, interesting. And finally, the quarrelling twins. And then he thinks of Suzune. Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. Oh fuck. I think Hibiki might be the magicest fucking baby of all time. So here we are. Advent says, is that you, Umbriel, or are you Suzune? And Umbriel says, a woman shouldn't have to suffer such indelicate questions. And Hibiki's like, wait. And then Advent lists the things again, and then he says, be gone by the chains to the ends of Karma. And Hibiki's like, nope, not this time. Eat shit. I can rewind time by 30 seconds now. That's my new fucking power. So he jumps in. He's like, bleh! And everyone's like, nice work, Hibiki. Cool move. And he's like, wait, nobody else remembers? Nobody else is in Groundhog Day? Just me? Oh, no. And then Advent is like, oh, Hibiki, you just... That's a line you shouldn't have crossed just there. That's a forbidden door you've just opened. And then Asakim is like, oh, is this the true power of the quarrelling twins? And then Australis is like, well, glad I got to see this. That's some hot shit. And then everyone's like, wait, what do you mean? You got to explain what we saw. What do you mean, Australis? And then Australis just says, we should withdraw for now while I decide what to do next. And Bobby's like, wait, what? But we're right here and there's Evan, we can just fucking get him. And Shiku is like, hey! Don't argue with the boss. And Australis says, you'll get your chance soon enough, no need to be impatient. And then Advent says, well, I guess the 12 spheres united to oppose me just then. That's an awful shame, Asakim. And Asakim is like, guess you're not that like me after all. And then he does the face and he's like, I guess you're actually my prey! And now he's on our side. And Asakim's good, he's like, So, Suzune's back, she's like, let's go, Hibiki. Teleports herself back into the old seat, got her glasses on, back into the co-pilot seat. And then she says, you know how you got boost mode and you can run really fast and you're super strong and everything? Just think that my teleport is like a cooler version of that, okay? It's just a better,
I'm just better than you
boost
are.
mode. Yeah, and he's like, wait, Suzune, how did you... He's like, don't worry, the other me The other me wants to say thanks for saving her. So, Umbriel and Suzune have now become one, in the same way that Hibiki has fused hope and despair and overcome them both. So, Suzune is the main personality, but it was only because Hibiki acknowledged that they both existed that she was able to rise to that. Instead of just going, no, Umbriel's not real, the fact that they were both real, that they could fuse and become one, and he's like, so, let me show you my power. Hibiki, let's go with the Geminian Ray. So, we probably get a new move now. So, Advent's like, oh, no. And Hibiki's like, Advent, I'm done hesitating. You stole my father and sister and Suzune from me? You are definitely a bad dude. You are definitely not a good guy. No matter how many times you say it, you're bad. And now we get a new move. Hibiki should definitely be in the back seat, like the support seat. He's just a bad dude. No! No! No, he's done the Goku Rock thing. I'll overcome hope and despair. Advent! Oh, he's just fucking grabbed him by the dick and annihilated it.
Yeah, that's a bad way to go. Is dick annihilation.
He just actually annihilated his dick. Oh, and now he spun him around, dropped him on his head. Oh my god. Spin him around by his leg. Some kicks. Oh, and then all the people of Earth watching. Oh, Suzune's got her glasses on. Oh my god, he just made a really big sword. Holy shit. Oh, of course that's the cut-in. The Overriser! Yeah, let's just have Hibiki and Suzune's tits as the fucking cut-in. Screen filling. That's the strength of Suzune. And it was like, oh, fuck. Blows up. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. And Askim's like, nah, it's not gonna cut it. So he comes back. It's like, what? And it's like, hey, that strength that you used then, a little bit of that, I can use that to be a little tougher than you think. And he's like, I can't use it unlimitedly under these circumstances, but making me use a little bit is pretty good. And then he says, anyway, I'll awaken you from your slumber through other means. And then he summons his fucking nerd squad. There's Blue. It's like, Blue! He's like, go, get him, attack Z-Blue, punish him. And there's White, who's Maki. And it's like, but what are we going to do? And he's like, nope, she's definitely our enemy, 100%. Ask him, then goes, Advent, are you determined to underestimate Z-Blue? Like, you just saw what happened. You're not stepping up. And then Advent says, I always act in the best interests of you and your world. Rise to my expectations. And then Ryomu's was like, you're a fucking pile of shit, dude. It's like, and he says, okay, fine, I'll reveal who I really am and what I really want. If you can make me. And it's like, Advent, fuck you. And that was what? Was that turn 2 or turn 3? That was a lot of shit happening in fucking turn 2. Like, holy shit. Yeah, that's the middle of turn 2. Like, the middle of turn 2 we just had the very final scene of Unicorn, and then Advent, and then we had some more plot dumped on us, and then we had Advent show up, and then we had fucking more shit dumped on us, and then Hibiki got a new attack and we saw Suzune's boobs again. And Gunbuster unfortunately cannot get over there. But we do have every move in the game cast on us. So we can fucking get over here! Eat shit!